Hello and welcome to episode 159 of the Talking Wednesday podcast. Yes, we are in person, so technically this is 2 in-person episodes.
2 on the roll. Oh my god.
Yeah, you will.
Oh, you're poking me again. I was like, what have I forgot? It's been a long day. This is actually not our in-person celebration episode. No. That's going to be episode 160 because it's a nice rounded number. So we're gonna do the episode then. So next week in the international break, you're going to get a longer episode, which we've been filming today. It's been a lot of fun today.
Yeah,
we're well over schedule. I'm going to be getting home at like midnight.
So
but
why not?
Yeah, but this is not going to be the longest podcast, but it's going to be this week's podcast because we have unfortunately been witness to, and we've watched the bloody thing back as well, a 6-0 drubbing. We were doing the podcast so happily, and then all of this. So we've.
You know what for me is?
I'm joined by Jake and Jack in studio space.
The annoying thing about this is, I think we left this for what it is because we don't want to talk about it, really. But one of the things that we always have to do, how's your week been? Quickly.
Oh, yeah, but no, we didn't do this at all, did we, in the episode? Because we didn't want it to be things. So this week's been really busy, been really snowed under with stuff.
Shock.
Busy.
James has been busy.
Put on your bingo card.
I've not really stopped, and I felt like I was going to drop, but we are here. Yep. And Wednesday, you've managed to ruin my weekend.
Yeah.
So that is absolutely fantastic.
Yeah.
No.
I'm just going through a lot of mental transformation.
That's my job.
Really.
Just because we're in your space doesn't mean you take my job.
It seems like your brain died.
Yeah, my brain did die.
I've just been going through a lot of mental transformations, really, just kind of learning to back myself and all that jazz rather than rely on outside validation for various reasons of things that I'm discussing, actually, at the beginning of the large celebration in-person episode. So stick around and stay tuned for that if you want to know life stuff from me talking about all of that. So there we go.
Yeah.
But other than that, been good. I've been injured. I've injured my shoulder, which means I've not been able to go to the gym. So I'm feeling very pent up and very restless. And I am here, by the way. And I'm just sat off camera. Which,
I did not need to hear about you being pent up.
Look, I'm here sat off camera, so I'm just trying to break the two of these while not being able to be seen.
Right shoulder. Well.
You know what I've realised as well? I'm going to carry on bullying him. He looks like he's dressed for golf.
You know what?
It's better than the compliment I said to him.
Earlier they said, "Oh, what? Even though you've left the co-op and you had a terrible time being employed by them, why are you still dressing like you work there?" And now I can't unsee it. And now I also can't unsee the golfer thing as well. So thank you both for that.
Yes. You're never going to wear that shirt again, are you?
You're going to get burned until you get
I'm sending it straight to the charity shop that's around the corner from where I live. So there we go. Jake, how's your week been? Because James is diminished.
Still host.
Dad life, basically.
We are the
just
captain
having
now.
to deal with... We had a really good parent scene from McKenna, but she also has a thing where... You know when kid gets at age where they don't want to tell what's happened because they're scared they're going to get in trouble?
Oh, no.
She's at that age. She didn't do anything wrong.
No.
But she didn't want to get the boys in trouble, like they were doing things on the monkey bars.
No,
they were doing things
I
on
think
the
we've done this podcast too late today.
This is after hours.
They were doing things on the monkey bars, like pushing the girls off. But she didn't want to get the boys in trouble.
Right.
But then she got really quiet. It took the teachers half an hour to get it out.
So she's not a grass. Phil Mitchell would be proud.
They're strapped to the chair. She's not a grass. She's not a grass. She didn't tell. She didn't tell. She's not a grass. Good girl.
But we had that and Hunter, who'd been on the show, as has McKenna.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, next week's episode is both
But Hunter is already teething. He's already got really good head movement and strength that D2 was seeing, which is
way earlier than expected, actually.
He seems a lot older than like 3 months old.
Yeah. He tried to roll over and succeeded this week. So he's like, "Can you slow down, lad? I'd like you to be a baby a little bit. Just be cuddly."
Off camera, he's doing rotator cuffs.
Yeah.
Yeah, because my shoulder's killing me.
We've been doing it all day.
So I've been doing it the whole day. Like, and James is choosing now to point it out.
I've not noticed it.
I've noticed it. I've been like looking at, what are you doing?
But yeah, I've got to keep doing this, otherwise my shoulder starts hurting.
It looks like a seal trying to dry off.
Oh my God. Thank you for that image. Already worrying that I look really fat. Now he's going to be a seal.
I didn't call you a seal. I didn't call you like a walrus, did I? Could have said walrus. It's been a long day.
It's been a long day.
But yeah, we'd like to talk about this game.
If we
6 bloody nil. I don't really want to.
We were expecting I was expecting a 2-1. I wasn't to Ipswich, obviously, because of where they are on the table. But like 6-0. What the? I was about to swear, but it's not.
No, it's not. It's not extra.
No, it's not an extra episode. What the flipping heck were they playing at?
They just didn't turn up, did we?
It was the thing. The goals were mainly avoidable, but a couple of them maybe not. But by the time they'd gone in the tunnel, it's watching them walk into the tunnel and their heads were down.
They just were deflated, weren't they?
Yeah. And it's a case of like, right, the heads are down and you're going to get this performance. And again, I'm going to get stick for it because I don't think people will fully agree with this, but I think I think we all agree with it. We have been overperforming under Danny Rule with this set of players that I have said for months aren't good enough. And now we've been overperforming. All of a sudden, we think these players are good enough in certain sections. So Danny Rule's taking a lot of the stick. He's papering over the cracks, and I think a lot of us do see that as well. He's not got the tools at his disposal. And can we just read what he said after the game, because it's quite damning, really.
Danny Rule said, "It starts at the facilities, the pitch, the team. It shows a big direction of where Ipswich want to go." And that says it all for me.
Yeah, it's the difference between that. Where they want to be and where we are.
But
and it's
that is a big kind of calling chance here.
But they got promoted at the same time as us last season.
Yeah.
And it's like they came out of the same division and done things. I will say last year they took a gamble and it paid off.
Yeah.
So it could have gone very wrong. But if you look at what they've done they actually built for something. They built with youth. And a lot of our youth that we signed last season didn't pan out. No. So we've had to start again.
Let off them go.
And we have brought in
one's playing in the Cypriot League. The other one's playing in the Turkish Super League. Like, and now we've just got a load of 30-year-olds, which is not what we needed.
I think it's second.
Yeah, it's pretty much. I think it's the oldest, isn't it?
No, I think it's second.
Oh, second oldest.
And it's taken Danny to come in and bring this youth in and actually develop the youth. Like, a lot of people are saying he got the formation wrong playing the 4 at the back, but he played 3 defenders that you would want in there. Awekwe, Bernard, and Brain's just gone. Iorfa. Yeah, they're the 3 that you would want starting in that defence, right?
And Beadle, who's late, have been really good.
And Johnson as well. All you technically maybe think is you play the back 5 and you play Paul. Is that what people wanted? They didn't want Paul as addition to that. But 4 of those players, yes, the system might not have worked, but we shouldn't be conceding 6.
No.
But here's the thing, Danny midweek got asked the question, do you park the bus? He went, no, I don't. I play for attacking. He's not going to set up a team that's for defensive.
I know we're in a relegation battle, but like teams that are trying to instill an identity, they don't differentiate from that identity too much.
Exactly.
Danny does change things slightly. I just think today was too far gone. Honestly, by half time it was done. And the fact that you could tell the heads weren't picking back up and I was disappointed in them when we conceded the 4th.
Yeah.
Easy goal.
Because it was too soon after half time. But you can say, we didn't concede again then till like the 80th minute. There was time, there was a bit more resilience in there, but it's 6-0. There's no resilience in general, is there?
Yeah.
And you look at it like the kind of situation, and the big news that's coming out of this, which is not what you want to hear, is that Bannon's potentially injured. Why have we got no?
Yeah,
audio?
Bannon's potentially injured.
Oh, we just had an audio failure, but there we go. We're back. It's just the heads gone thing, and I can't be dealing with that. We were talking about injuries actually, weren't we? The fact that Bannon
and Paveda look like it's weeks they could be out.
That's where you think it's an international break, but you're thinking that's where it could be season over.
But weeks could mean 2 weeks, as in the international break. But Paveda sounds like it can be even after Swansea, which means it's probably going to be after Middlesbrough as well.
Is it time, boys? Is it the return of the king? Is the slick-haired king returning from his trip to the seaside?
No,
and he's going to save our season.
No, he can't.
I was just trying to bring a levity. I know
he can't. So you've made us feel worse.
Yeah,
good.
He also weren't playing that well this season.
Yeah, true.
And again,
yes.
But
and he's playing well for Blackpool.
If you don't have a Bannon or Paveda for a couple of weeks, even though games are winnable, we've got to come in, they help.
I don't know what Volks is doing today.
time to channel everything through the wings, guys, because our central midfield is not very creative anymore. We've got Volks and Momo Diaby. That's it.
The problem is we've got the fixtures that we should be winning coming up. Well,
Unless we want to give a
it's
try
hard
to
to say that.
central
In
midfielders
terms of Wednesday, we've not been doing terribly against the teams around us. We've been doing terribly against the teams you expect us to do terribly against. And to be honest, we weren't woeful against Leeds. It was just a couple of situations. You know? Whereas the only thing I'm clinging to is the way we bounce back after Huddersfield.
Yes.
Yeah.
And Danny will not have gone into that changing room and let them forget just how much they messed up today.
Yeah.
He definitely would have
To be fair, a lot of it
hides.
he's taken on himself.
Yeah.
In the interviews at the end, he said it's on me.
Yeah.
Which it is, but at the same time, the players have got to take that responsibility as well.
And maybe he's done that because he could see how deflated the players were after that, and maybe thought maybe shouting at them's not really a good idea. Maybe it's more like protect them.
It's not a positive, but it kind of is. That means Poveda can't go on his international break with Colombia.
Yeah, he can't get injured for Colombia because he's already injured for us. Yeah. He won't have jet lag when he comes back either. So
it's all right. He's just out for the season.
He's just, he's out for some real crucial games where we need a bit of creativity and Although, positive news, Windass might be back soon. So maybe that's...
If he's got to get up to speed,
he's gotta
though,
get
that's
up
the
to
problem. You've got to get him back in, get him up to speed, and then kick on from there.
Yes, exactly.
He's meant to be coming back at end of March for the same problem.
Yeah.
And the problem is, if they are long-term big injuries like we think they are, I worry about where it goes.
I do
what
too.
do we do? Because at the end of the day, I can't see us having a decent-ish season, end of season, without those two players.
Yeah.
Because the creativity went from trying to get... Credit to Poveda, he was trying everything to get a goal today.
Oh, yeah.
He felt like he was the only one. Like, Ugbo didn't seem there. It's weird how deflated it gone. And I can imagine the only saving grace you've got a Palmer and Barry Bannon who are very passionate.
Yes.
Maybe a little bit too much by Bannon at times. He can overstep it, but he'll do that.
Can you imagine
whole
if
thing.
Bannon's out for weeks?
Yeah.
That can be...
It's up to the...
Because I don't know, who've we even got? Right, I rate Momo Diaby, but Volks underperforms like he did today. Like, don't get me wrong,
Volks to me is good on the defensive, but he's woeful at trying to create anything.
We've not got another creative midfielder.
No.
The only thing I could see him doing is trying to play Wilkes there.
Yeah.
Playing as like
or maybe
10.
bringing in some of the under-21s lads that have been on the fringe of the first team.
Actually, no, you talk
And
about
just
if
saying, "Here you
Windass
go,
is
lads."
coming back, Windass as plays the 10.
Yeah.
If you look at it then, midfield is Volks, Johnson, Hendrick.
He's still
He's still registered with us, but he's still
not
receiving...
registered. We got till the 28th of... He will be now.
Yeah.
He's got no choice.
Yeah.
He will.
He's got to register Hendrick now.
All right.
Even though he's still getting treatment from Newcastle or whatever.
He'll
But
have to do it.
yeah.
If Banner's out for a long time,
Yeah.
only person you can get in.
Yeah. With experience, anyway.
But we don't know what the situation is with him. The last thing we knew, he was partying with Stormzy.
Yeah.
So
playing paddleball or whatever it was, wasn't it? Or something
He had
like
been seen training in the training pitch.
Okay.
As is Lee Greggy. Do you turn around to Lee say,
Greg is, mate, because you haven't got the legs for up front anymore. Do you fancy, do you want to be like a number 10 for us? To be fair, he was effectively playing that role at Wembley, wasn't he, at the end? When he was puffing, when he was blowing and stuff, he was playing that number 10 role and he set up the goal.
When he was puffing.
that just sounds like he's having a crafty fag on the sideline.
No,
But that's absolutely hammered our goal difference.
Yeah.
That's
minus
the thing,
31.
goal difference has gone.
Yeah.
There was a chance we'd claw it back.
Yeah.
Not a cat and mouse chance.
There's no chance.
Huddersfield, this game is now really screwed us.
Unless unless Danny enters us into that Paddy Power lottery and gets us the Brazilian Ronaldo on as a super sub for a game and he scores like 30 goals. A bit like that non-league side did.
Well, if you think about 2 games conceding
Yeah.
10 goals, and like when you're in this situation, it just whacks
It's
it
just-
straight on,
yeah,
doesn't
exactly.
it? So it's a case of now the silver lining is we're 1 point off safety still.
Yeah.
You
because
look at today's game.
Rotherham, I love you right
Yeah.
now.
You
Because
look
they
at
managed to
today's
hold
games.
Yeah.
Huddersfield to a draw,
Yeah.
which is massive for us today.
You look at today's game. Swansea 2, Cardiff 0. Watford 1, Birmingham 0, which is helpful for us.
Yeah.
6-0 was gloss over that. 0-0 Middlesbrough Blackburn. 1-0 to Preston.
So
versus
0-0
Plymouth.
there keeps Blackburn in it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Plymouth are still in it because they lost to Preston.
Yeah.
Oh,
Rotherham Huddersfield 0-0. Stoke are in it. They lost 3-0 to Norwich.
Ooh.
QPR Sunderland 0-0.
That.
And West
These.
Brom beat Bristol City.
That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. We're still like
We're still quite in
we're
it.
still. I think a couple of the teams above the relegation zone are on 40 points, aren't they?
Yeah.
I'll just have a look.
So I know Huddersfield. It's really close,
my
isn't it?
There's
goodness.
2 teams
So-
on. I think there's 2 teams 39.
Yeah, so
Couple of teams
we're-
40.
So Rotherham on 20.
Yeah.
We're on 38. Birmingham and Huddersfield on 39. QPR on 40. Plymouth and Stoke on 41. Blackburn on 42. Millwall on 43. And Swansea on 46.
Oh, my word.
Which is the 41 points? What position is that?
19th. 19th and 18th.
So okay, so we're still 3 points
Yeah.
off 18th. We won't be with goal difference now.
Yeah.
But we're still
Mm.
in it, and our fixtures, we've got to play like QPR. We've got to
We've-
play
all
Stoke.
of these teams, pretty much. I think we've still got to play.
Not all of them, but
Well,
close.
the-
yeah,
the-
yeah,
all of
yeah,
them.
yeah.
A lot of the teams around us, we've got to play, and that bodes well.
And
I
I
think.
still
for us.
think on our day, if he can get the heads back up, I'm
Yeah.
just disappointed the heads dropped. Right.
We need Leeds to batter Millwall tomorrow.
like for crying out loud, when the majority of that side were in the side that made the biggest comeback in history.
Different circumstances, though.
No, I know, but they've beaten the odds before. Why let this sort of thing get to
If
them
anything,
now?
this group of players
You know?
have shown
They can fight back. They can bounce back.
But there's only certain. I wouldn't say we've ever been consistent.
Yeah.
We've only been consistent under Danny Rule recently.
Yeah.
Even under Darren Moore, we were weirdly inconsistent.
yeah.
You know,
I'll win there, draw there, win there.
yeah, dropping
not
points
there.
where we shouldn't
But,
really.
yeah.
So it's a case of we need to find that consistency we've had under Danny.
I will say something though. Danny's now seen the real Sheffield Wednesday that
Yes.
does this.
Yeah.
Because I'd like to see him have it earlier than now, but he's seen now what this team will do if their head drop.
Yes.
Because he's not seen it.
No.
They've been quite up there, and I don't want to know what Danny's 2 weeks now. It's gonna change his mindset, surely. His mindset now got to change from being.
I don't agree with a lot of these stories that are coming out and a lot of this speculation on social media that he's going to be leaving should we get relegated.
It's ridiculous that
It's
though,
ridiculous.
because it's a case of
But-
if we get relegated, he's partly responsible because
Yeah.
he's had up. Actually, this is the worst thing. His success actually becomes his undoing in a weird way.
Yeah.
I have got hiccups. I've drunk so much Dr. Pepper. So not sponsored.
Other beverages are available.
He's got us so close within clawing out of that relegation zone that actually he's managed to have it within the jaws. He's basically snatched defeat from the jaws of victory.
Yeah. If we go down, then
If we go
that's
down,
the case.
that's what
yeah.
I'm saying. So that's why it's like he's actually got more of a points proof.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if he does leave, what does that say about him as a manager if he's going to give up at the first hurdle of trouble and all that?
Exactly.
Sort of
But
thing?
it also depends on how much he gets backed. And I worry about what happens with the ownership and what
I do
happens
too.
in terms of how he reacts if we go down.
Yeah.
Does he just go, right, well, Danny, you've got the squad to get you back up? When I don't think we have, if you think
No, we
about
haven't.
how it's going
We
to
haven't.
change. Yeah.
We haven't got a squad to go back up. Not at
No.
all. And the problem is that if Chansiri does that, Danny can then turn and say, I know I haven't got the squad to go back
Yeah.
up. Kind of thing. All that we keep hearing from when Danny's talking is about long term.
Yes.
He's the only one talking long term, but we hear long term.
Yeah.
Yes.
But I think those things that he said in the media tonight,
That's
it
quite.
wouldn't surprise me to the meeting midweek with Chansiri going, this is
What
what
the
I
hell
need
was
from you
that?
now.
Yeah.
Right. But also, can I say,
Yeah.
if Chansiri throws his toys out the pram against what Danny Rules said,
There's
then
nothing.
I
that-
am
yeah.
done.
Yeah.
Because what he has spoken is that he's been very polite, but he's the truth.
It's
He
the
politely
truth.
said, I need more.
Yes.
Yes.
He's not gone ranting and raving. He's gone, they've got better facilities. This is why we don't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he said it in, I'll say it, he said it in a very German way.
He's been very direct, like as they are in that part of the world. But it's not in a disrespectful way. It's simply this is the way it is. Ipswich's owners have invested in the club. They've not half-heartedly gone, oh, we'll mop up the free transfers at the bottom of the barrel like we did in the summer, and like to an extent like we did when we were in League 1 too. They've actually had a vision that they've stuck to and built for long term, and it's now working it out in their favour.
My big issue with Ban and Parada, if they are long term, we could just kiss it goodbye. Yeah,
I would agree.
And that's a call. That's like a call to action to the rest of the squad. Pick up.
And by the way, Barry Bannon did so well not to get any yellow cards.
Oh yeah, I mean he may be injured, but at least this time he's not got a yellow card, which means the amount of
it resets.
It resets for the match ban.
The best case scenario is we get the player, we get both of them back, and they recoup
it's not
over
bad
the internet.
Yeah. But I don't. It makes me go from being realistically like, we can stay up and do it, to like, oh God, it's gonna go back down to like we did when it was Derby, when we need something.
Yeah.
And I don't think we can do that.
The problem is we've had opportunities to make this not go down to the final day, but it's going to.
It's going that way, isn't it?
100%.
It's going to be a situation of we need to beat whoever it is. I can't remember off the top of my head. Sunderland.
They're inconsistent.
Yeah.
At the minute.
Yeah. We're going to have to.
And to be honest, guys, if you've fallen out of the playoff race by then, you owe us one, please.
Yeah.
Please.
It's the problem is you look at that table. There's a lot of teams that could get dragged into it.
Yeah.
But we need to have this back to back wins that we just had.
Yes.
Immediately.
We need to have.
We can't have any method about. We've got to go for it. The other issue is in April, the game where we have it, it's Saturday, Tuesday. We are naff when we have to do back games.
Just look at Plymouth and then Leeds.
It was. We got straight away after
Leeds.
the international break.
Swansea, and then Middlesbrough.
That's Saturday, Tuesday, right?
No, it's not. It's Friday, Monday.
Friday, Monday.
Oh God, yeah, Good Friday. And
It's Friday, Monday, and then have a look.
Jake, I've got a treat for you.
What?
You can have them. You can have them on your channel.
And then
I'm busy. That's why.
It's actually
I won't even do it in the misery.
It's actually worse.
Go on.
Because it's Swansea, then it's Middlesbrough, then it's QPR.
When? Saturday.
The Saturday on the 6th.
See, the Monday to the Saturday, that primes us quite well for the QPR game.
It's Norwich, and then it's Stoke back-to-back Tuesday, Saturday.
Oh, Christ. That's going to be interesting, isn't it?
QPR and Stoke are 6-pointers. Everything's a must-win, but
those two are particularly a 6-pointers, I'd say, because they're our nearest contenders to drag into all this.
Yeah.
Apparently, Blackburn's run's not very favourable. I was seeing that on social media, and they aren't looking great.
No. Birmingham's run doesn't look great either.
Huddersfield not being able to beat a Rotherham side today
that's quite worrying for them from their perspective. Because the way Rotherham are set up this year, they couldn't bloody play. It's like it's amateur football that have won a lottery ticket.
Yeah, their fan base has lost it.
Get into
they're completely just disenfranchised it.
They're just totally,
I think for me, we're just going to figure out what we do next now. Not over.
We can't overthink it, but we've got to make sure we plan wisely. Exactly. Oh, sorry, you're on about our actual reaction. Yeah. Sorry, yeah. We just can't.
We can't overreact.
We've got to take the Darren Moore approach. Don't get too excited when it's going well, and don't get too negative when it's not going so well. We've got to take that lesson from Mr. Moore on board.
Right, let's do the old looking at the running. So, as I was just saying, Blackburn have Ipswich next.
Ooh.
Sunderland, Southampton, Bristol City, Leeds, then us, Coventry and Leicester. Blackburn's running is worse than most.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Huddersfield have Coventry next. Oof. Then Stoke. So that's a 6-pointer in itself. That's the Easter Monday one. Then Millwall, again, that's a 6-pointer. Preston, Bristol City, Swansea, Birmingham, and their final day is Ipswich. So if it's coming down to it, they've got to play Ipswich, who might be going on a title charge on the last day of the season. So that plays into our hands. Who else is down there? It's Stoke, isn't it? I'll look at Stoke next. So Stoke have got Hull, and Hull are inconsistent now. Then Huddersfield, then West Brom, then Swansea, then us, then Plymouth, then Southampton, and then Bristol City. Yeah, that Stokes are all right, but it just depends on if they have a wobble. And obviously they lost 3-0 against Norwich recently. Millwall. Leeds. Obviously, you've probably seen that. You will have seen how that gone by the time this podcast is out. Then it's West Brom, Rotherham, Huddersfield, then Leicester, then Cardiff, Sunderland, Plymouth,
we're saying
and
Leicester,
Swansea.
but look at how inconsistent they are.
Leicester, up after us, they just decided to go, whoop,
Yep.
and give away results
Cheers
for
for that,
everyone.
guys.
And then the Plymouth
Thanks,
down there
Vardy.
as well.
Appreciate that.
The Plymouth down there as well, isn't there?
Oh, yeah, Plymouth, sorry. Plymouth.
We did Birmingham, didn't we?
No, we ended up Birmingham. I'll do Plymouth first. So Plymouth lost, obviously, against Preston. They've got Norwich, then Bristol City, then Rotherham, then QPR, 6-pointer, then Leicester, then Stoke. They've got, oh my God, we all play each other.
Yeah.
Then Millwall,
Oh, crikey.
then Hull on the last day.
I'd say that's a bit more of a difficult running compared to.
Well, because they
the other ones.
literally play. They've got 3 games back to back pretty much where they're playing the teams around them. So that's going to be a crucial time for Plymouth. And let's have a look at Birmingham. They've managed to drag themselves well into this. They obviously lost to Watford. They've got QPR on Good Friday.
Yeah.
Then they've got Preston. Then they've got Leicester. Then Cardiff. Then Coventry. Oh, they've got Rotherham as their... They've got Rotherham and then Huddersfield. So that's where they could go on. No, and then Norwich. So Norwich is the final day, but their run before that, if they have good results, they could buy themselves out of trouble there. Just depends. It's going to be tough. It's so hard to call. And it's difficult coming off a 6-0 loss, but it's just it depends on how much we can keep this squad mentally lifted and get them back in, and actually how the injuries affect us.
That's it. You've got a big job coming up.
Yeah, this is like you've got quite the task on your hands, I think, Sasha Lentz, for keeping them mentally in it. Because I wonder if there's many of them thinking, oh, I think my head's on the chopping block here, is it getting released or all that sort of stuff's creeping in at the minute. Because it did that. The last time we went down, it did. That was on so many of their minds.
Different
I'm
squad,
off.
though.
But yeah.
We had quite a bit of turnover, actually.
Yeah.
It's still tight, and the problem is, if those 2 injuries are crucial, I don't think we've got a chance. Genuinely, I don't.
And on that glum note, that's all I've got for the shortest episode of the Talking Wednesday podcast ever. But we have got a bumper episode coming for you next week. So in the international break, when you can watch England just try things out and get angry at Gareth Southgate, you will also have a Talking Wednesday special.
Southgate. Jesus. Anyway,
anything to add, boys? I'll start with Jake.
Not really. So I'm going to try and do something that's not Wednesday based this week, which is really bad because my channel's Wednesday based.
True. We are going to do a Talking Wednesday extra in a minute and have a bit of fun to round off the night. Jack?
I just want us to keep our heads up and keep believing in it, even if we're worried that the players may or may not do so. Basically, just keep each other going rather than put all of our hopes and dreams on the players keeping us going. Just be there for each other. And at the end of the day, if we do go down, it happens, and we can't really do anything about that. That's on the players.
If we go down, our season review is going to be.
If we go down, I might.
If we go down, we're going to get a lot of views on this.
If we get down, I might come back,
postal.
boys. We might do it here and just drink. You'll have to find a place for us to sleep, Jake. We'll get sleeping bags in here.
Get sleeping bags in here.
I'll drink an entire bottle of wine
yes.
on the podcast.
Oh boy,
to drown my sorrows. But yes, guys, that has been it for episode 159 of the Talking Wednesday podcast. Take care, and we will see you in the next episode of Talking Wednesday.
See ya.
Hasta la vista.